You spend weeks, maybe even months, planning out the perfect epic role-playing campaign. You've got a world-ending threat, a great cast of villains, and a story that's just beautiful. The first few sessions are amazing. Your players are hooked, and then it starts to happen. Scheduling conflicts. A key player misses that one crucial session. The group gets sidetracked on a tangent for 3 weeks straight, and all that momentum for your main plot just grinds to a halt. Before you know it, your epic saga has fizzled out. It's a confusing mess of forgotten plot threads and frustrated players. It's the great tragic flaw of trying to run a long-form campaign. But what if I told you that the secret of a game that's always fast, furious, and fun isn't hidden in some game manual, but in old episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Stargate SG-1? Well, in today's video, I want to talk to you about the plot point campaign model. So one of the things that annoys me the most about running long campaigns is getting caught between two extremes. On the one side, you have the railroad, that is the linear story where the plot happens in a set order. And I'll grant you, it's easy to prep, but it can make players feel like they're just passengers on a ride, as if their choices don't ultimately matter. If they try to go off the rails, you either have to awkwardly steer them back, or you just watch your carefully laid plans crumble. That can be frustrating. On the other side, you have the sandbox. This style gives players total freedom to find their own adventure, and the GM has little idea of what will happen next. Now, it offers incredible player agency, but it can be an absolute nightmare to prepare for. And more importantly, it often lacks a sense of purpose. Without that central driving force, sandbox games can just feel aimless. Players wander from one disconnected event to another until, well, they just lose interest. But the biggest challenge for me anyways is just real life. Running a grand continuous story is incredibly difficult when you have a group of 4 to 6 adults with jobs and families and just chaotic schedules. If the character holding the one-of-a-kind key to the demon gate can't make it to game night, the entire campaign can get stuck in limbo. This brittleness is the #1 killer of campaigns. We need a structure that is both compelling and flexible. And that third option, as it turns out, has been right in front of us for decades, broadcast into our living rooms every week. Think about your favorite TV shows from the 90s and early 2000s. Shows like The X-Files, Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, and especially shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Stargate SG-1 perfected a specific kind of storytelling. They had these big, overarching season-long plots, but the vast majority of their episodes were self-contained Monster of the Week adventures. This is the core of the plot point campaign. This model is a hallmark of game systems like Savage Worlds, where it's designed to be fast, furious, and fun. A plot point campaign takes the best of both the railroad and the sandbox. It gives you a central narrative spine to give the campaign purpose and direction, but it fleshes out the world with dozens of optional episodic side quests that players can tackle in pretty much any order they want. Think of your campaign as a season of television. There's the A story that is your main plot, and then you have the B stories, which are weekly adventures. This structure lets you build a rich, persistent world without being locked into a rigid sequence of events. It's the middle ground that provides the direction of a linear story with the freedom of a sandbox. And what you get is a campaign that is dynamic, engaging, and most importantly, it's almost impossible to derail. So how do you actually build one of these? Well, for me, it comes down to 3 pillars, and each one mirrors an element of classic TV production. Pillar #1 is the overarching plot, the season arc. This is the main storyline of your campaign. In TV terms, this is Buffy's fight against the mayor in season 3, or SG-1 teams going to war with the Goa'uld. In game terms, these are your plot points. These are the handful of mandatory adventures, maybe 8 to 12 for a whole campaign, that have to be completed to move the main story forward. These plot point adventures are your big, mythology-heavy episodes. They reveal critical information, introduce key villains, and end these big, dramatic confrontations. You'll want to outline these at a high level before you even start playing. What's the inciting incident? What are the major turning points? And what is the grand finale? These plot points are the load-bearing walls of your campaign. Players don't have to do them right away, but they are the events that push the story forward. They are the episodes that they can't miss if they want to see how the story ends. This gives your campaign a clear beginning, middle, and end, ensuring you're building towards a satisfying conclusion. Pillar number 2 is the episodic adventures, or your monster of the week. In Savage Worlds, they're called Savage Tales, and the idea is to create a whole bunch of them, 20, 30, maybe more. These are short, self-contained adventures that you can usually wrap up in a single session. They're the weekly problem, the strange new planet, the mysterious murder. The beauty of these is their modularity. You can tie them to specific locations on your map, to rumors the players hear in a tavern, or to job postings on a bounty board. This is where player agency truly shines. After a big plot point adventure, you can just ask the players, so what do you want to do next? Do you want to investigate that haunted forest to the north, take the job guarding the caravan heading east, or explore those mysterious ruins you found a map to? This makes your job as a GM infinitely easier. You aren't prepping a linear chain of events. You're prepping a location and a handful of situations. And even better, it makes the campaign incredibly resilient to scheduling problems. If a player misses a session, they just miss the Monster of the Week episode. They don't break the main plot. The rest of the group can still have a fun, self-contained adventure, and when the missing player comes back, they can jump right back in for the next episode without feeling lost. The final pillar is where the true magic happens. This is how you make the world feel alive and reactive. Just like a TV show uses its weekly stories to develop its characters, you can use your episodic adventures to explore your players' backstories. This is the B-plot of the episode. Does the player have the wanted hindrance or a rival from their past? Perfect. That rival can show up as the antagonist in a seemingly unrelated monster hunt. Is a character searching for a lost family member? A clue to their whereabouts could be the reward for solving a village's werewolf problem. This technique, which was used formally in the Buffy the Vampire Slayer RPG, ties the physical action of an adventure to the personal drama of the characters. By weaving these personal character arcs into your episodic adventures, you create powerful emotional stakes. All of a sudden, that simple side quest isn't just about earning some gold. It's about confronting a character's personal demons. This makes the players feel like the story is truly about them. You can also use these episodes to drop hints and clues about the main season arc, rewarding those observant players and building a sense of mystery and foreshadowing. The episodic adventures become the connective tissue that binds everything together, making the world feel cohesive and the story deeply personal. So when you combine these 3 pillars, you get a campaign structure with some incredible advantages. First, it solves the player agency problem. Players have a clear main goal from the season arc, but they have total freedom in how they approach all the space between those major plot beats. Second, it dramatically reduces your prep time. Instead of trying to predict every single move the players might make in some complex branching story, you just need to prep a handful of modular, one-session adventures that you can pull out whenever you need them. For me, this makes running a game way less stressful and more spontaneous. And finally, it creates a game that is always moving forward. Each session has a clear, achievable goal, whether it's a side quest or a major plot point. This structure eliminates that dreaded mid-campaign slump and makes sure every game night ends with a satisfying conclusion, whether it's big or small. It gives you the epic scope of a saga with the pick up and play fun of a one-shot. So there you have it. The Plot Point Campaign. It's a model that takes its clues from some of the best television ever made to create unforgettable adventures at your table. But what do you think? What's your favorite Monster of the Week TV show? Could its structure inspire your next campaign? Let me know down in the comments below and give your reasons why. And if you found this advice helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends who might be interested in trying it out. If you want to learn more about how you should structure your individual sessions themselves, you can take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay savage.